Welcome to another episode.
We are your hosts. I'm Sean Calhoun,
I'm Christina Calhoun.
and today we're going to be talking about some questions and answers regarding specifically seller listings. So, if you are a real estate agent or if you're an investor agent, we're going to answer some questions for you today um, that I'm sure you may have. So, welcome.
Yes, and if you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us through Facebook. We're here at Sean Christina Calhoun. We also have our website, prettyhomeacademy.com, where we also have other training videos that you're sure to benefit from. We're also on YouTube.
That's right. That's right. YouTube, you can find us at Pretty Home Realty. Uh, just that's the all-encompassing thing there.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get right into it, Christina. You had a few questions. We got well. First off, we want to thank you all. We did have our Pathway to Paychecks workshop, and if you haven't checked that out yet, please make sure you go to prettyhomeacademy.com. You can go there. You can get a free strategy call and all that good stuff too. But there you can also register for the workshop. So we had a few questions from the workshop that we wanted to go ahead and answer today. So what were some of those questions that we had?
So the first question had to do if you're going to be listing a property for sale.
Okay.
And there's some repairs that need to be done, but the seller doesn't have the funds to complete the repairs before you list it. What do you do?
Okay, that is a good question. So again, you're saying you're the agent and you're listing out a property and there are repairs that need to be done, but the seller does not have the funds to do it. Okay, this happens a lot. We run into this quite a bit. So it's actually a simple solution to it. The first thing is that kind of goes into the value of the house and the market. Okay. So there was a property that was listed and there was a fence that we felt that needed to be put up on this caliber home. Well, the seller decided, this is not something that I want to embark on. So what we did is when we ran the comparables, so we create as real estate agents, we actually create the comparables that appraisers use. So we have access to that data as a licensed agent. So what we do is we go in and we look and we compare the houses to see what they have. And we can make the price adjustments, maybe some deductions for various things that they don't want to repair. So if it's a minor thing, or something that may make a difference, it may not even make a big difference on the value.
Yeah, it really does depend on what the repair is exactly.
Right. Yeah, but
so you said first thing is you can actually decrease the value of what you list the house at?
Yes, if it's something that is going to take away from it. For example, if it was something like old paint, or it doesn't even have to be old. It could be outdated paint colors, not neutral. Okay, and the seller's not willing to do it. That is definitely going to take the price down, because people who want to buy that, they don't want to do that kind of work. They want to move in. They want it to be beautiful. So certain things like you mentioned, depending on what it is, you'll have to just lower the price based off of those things. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Now the other part of that is
and something to keep in mind and to just make the seller aware of is that when the buyer has their inspection and these repairs are noted, they are going to try to come back and renegotiate the repairs getting done. Usually that's one of the options, or a price reduction. So that's something that they can anticipate for. You can't sell it at top market value if there's repairs that can't be done before it's listed.
Yeah, that's really important for them to understand up front. That way, even if it's priced a certain way, they can be expecting those things. Like basically, you're managing their expectations. Hey, listen, we can ask for this amount, but I want you to be ready when it goes to inspection. They're going to say, hey, you need to update this electrical. It's going to cost X amount of dollars, and you either need to repair it or we're going to lower the price to this. So, be ready to accept, that if it's reasonable or negotiated somewhere.
Mm-hmm. What's another option that you could present to the seller?
Another option, well, as far as repairs,
yeah.
So we have another company, which is a property management company. So if you have another company that actually does the repairs, you can offer another service of actually doing the repairs, and you can charge more
for your commission.
For your commission at the end. Mm-hmm. Now you have to have, obviously the money to do that. So you need to be able to pay the workers to do the work up front, and then, at the end, as well. So that is an option as well.
So then the seller's not coming out of pocket right there before the house sells. They're basically reimbursing you, and you're getting paid a higher commission for the extra service that you're providing with repairs.
That's right. And actually, if there are tons of repairs and the person doesn't want to or doesn't have the money to do it, you can actually, again, and this is where if you're an investor agent, you can actually offer to buy that property at a certain price. However, the only thing, the big caveat is you have to disclose to them that you are going to sell it for a profit and that it's likely to sell for more than you bought it for. You have to disclose that to them. As long as they know that, you're disclosing that. Again, we're not attorneys. We're not giving legal advice. But as a general rule, just looking at legal cases, and we actually suggest that that's something that you do a little research on those cases.
Make sure you're not opening yourself up to liability.
Well, when you do this, that's a good point. No matter what, when you do this, you are opening yourself up to some liability, but you don't want to put yourself out there and do something that's wrong, right? So by disclosing, which is all you have to do, is just let them know. Then you can help them out. You can solve a problem for them. I want to get rid of this place. It has too many repairs. I can't do it. I don't choose to do it. Or I can't afford to do it. You can help them solve that problem.
Awesome. Shall we go to the next question?
Yeah, what you got?
The next question has to do with repairs as well.
Okay.
So how do you, as a real estate agent, build your list of contractors and repairmen that homeowners or sellers may need in order to get these things done?
If you're not already, pull out your pen, right? If you're watching this later, like pause this and write this down, because this is money. I'm giving you money right here. There's a couple ways. So your first way is going to be with getting references, referrals. You're like, hey, that's not money. That's not a big thing. Here's what you can do. You can call your past clients, okay? These people who were buyers, who are now homeowners, and ask them, say, hey, you know what? This is Sean. How you been? I hope you're great, blah, blah, blah. Talk to them about the family. And then, hey, listen, let me let you know the reason why I'm calling is because I need a good referral of a plumber. Do you have a good plumber referral? Have you had any work done on your home that you were really happy about? Get some referrals. You're doing two things. Number one, you're staying in touch with your sphere of influence, who will probably refer you more business. Then the second thing is you're getting a good referral from them. Now that's the first thing that you can do. The second thing that we recommend that you do is I want you to turn your reticular activator on. What does that mean? What are you talking about, Sean? Okay, have you ever said, you know what? I want a red, what kind of car?
BMW.
I want a red BMW, right? What do you start seeing? Red BMWs. Wow, I didn't know there were so many red BMWs. Everybody's got a red BMW. You didn't notice before because your reticular activator was not turned on to see it. So you need to turn on your reticular activator to see contractors. When you're driving down the road and you see a neighbor and they have a truck in front of their home and it's got a number on it, stop and take a picture of that number on there. Put it in your phone right then, okay? If you see someone working, pull over. Talk to them. Ask them what do they do. If they look like they're contractors, ask them what do they specialize in. What do they like doing? Build your contractor list. Now, these are people you don't know for sure. Ask your neighbors, okay? Or if you're in an apartment, maybe you don't have neighbors that do that, but in a neighborhood that you're working, okay? If you're out showing houses or whatever, your clients leaving, ask around, okay? Get those referrals because it's doing two things. It's one, you're getting yourself out there, and two, you're getting the referrals you need. Just keep that's something that you're going to continuously be doing is building up your list. And just to start off, you just want some basics. Like you need a plumber, you need an electrician, you need an HVAC person. Like get your basic house systems.
Painter,
roofer, those type of things. Get the basics and then start adding to it, like your flooring people and so forth and so on.
And you want to get multiples of each field because sometimes they're really busy and you can't get them on schedule and you're on a tight timeline. Or it could be that they fall off on their quality. So you need to have a backup.
Yeah. That's for sure. And do not hesitate to add some big companies in there.
Yeah.
And the reason why, give me an example like with the carpet.
Yeah. So we ran into a listing and they needed to have the carpet cleaned. And we do have some other
carpet
cleaners, but they weren't available. The bigger companies have a lot of different contractors that work for them, and they were able to get the person in the next day.
Right.
Whereas the kind of the solo carpet cleaning people, they didn't have that flexibility in their schedule. So get some of the big names.
That's right.
Yeah. Next question.
What you got?
Next question has to do with something that we always recommend. We recommend that a seller gets a pre-listing inspection. What is that exactly?
All right. So a pre-listing inspection is, okay, think about this. You should know the process of selling a house, right? If you don't know, one of the steps is a person's going to, buyers are going to make offers on the property. And normally after they make an offer, they'll require a private inspection. Okay. Now on the private inspection, it's going to uncover if there's anything wrong with the property. Well, we suggest that sellers get their own private inspection ahead of time. That way, if there's something that needs to be fixed that maybe we didn't see as an agent or even as an investor agent, we have sharp eyes, but let's just say there's something we missed. Once we know everything that's going on with that, now we can see which contractor we need to pull in. What do we need to fix? What do we need to get right? So that two things, so that the value of the property is not lowered when a buyer comes through and makes an offer. They don't find something and say, well, you got to fix this or we're offering it. or they lose confidence in the property and they walk away from it. Now the seller's pulled the home off the market and it goes back on the market, and you got to explain to everybody why it's back on the market.
Right. So you could avoid losing time, losing a buyer, and losing money.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Again, that's one of the things that we suggest to our sellers. But now, what was your question in regards to that? So that's what we do.
But now that you explained what it is, and I have this pre-listing inspection, do I make that available to a buyer?
Okay, absolutely. And here's why. It's going to build confidence in this property. That's one reason. It's going to build confidence. The second reason is maybe the buyer has made offers on other properties. Maybe they failed the inspection or they didn't get it for some reason. Now, they may not, if they've already paid for 2 inspections, they may not want to pay for another one.
Right.
If you've used a reputable company, then they may just say, hey, you know what? I don't need another inspection. I'll go with this inspection and I'll move forward.
Especially if the seller has receipts for the repairs that were done after the pre-listing inspection.
Absolutely.
So
anything else to add?
I think that's it.
All right.
So we also welcome your questions. We really appreciate those that contributed these questions, and we can answer your questions on a future episode. So please send us a message, and we will do some research and answer your questions.
Yeah, and most of the time it's stuff that we deal with every day in the field. We have a lot of sharp agents that we work with on our team as well, and we all share information to sharpen each other like iron sharpening iron, right? So listen, thanks for tuning in. If you want more, we have more tips on prettyhomeacademy.com. There you'll see so much more. So we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care.